Restaurants desperate to reopen are now pushing an al fresco agenda. KPIX5's Wilson Walker on the plan that might have customers dining in parking spaces.
This economic disaster has landed squarely on the service industry. So what can be done to mitigate a crisis that has already forced some restaurants to close for good?
They share food, or they had some wine left over. They share for the next table. People came here for family, for friends, for things different than being in the place with the people they don't know you.
Often with hugs and kisses, the Nozzolino family has been welcoming guests into their cozy North Beach restaurant since 1989. The pandemic, they say, has left them no choice but to end that run.
A big reason why we realized that it would be difficult to continue, other than pure economics, was, how are we going to do that? How are we going to give the same experience?
The family says the business landscape was already changing. They do not expect that to change.
For us, it was kind of a perfect storm of events that happened. But I think it's part and parcel of what most San Francisco small businesses are going to be facing when they do reopen.
When we reopen, we'll only be able to do it at like less than 50% capacity. So any space we can get outside would be really helpful.
Pizzeria owner Craig Stoll is anxiously awaiting the chance to reopen, and he's among those pushing the city to give restaurants a little more room. He happens to have some right outside his front door.
Yeah, well, we have the parklet, but currently we're not allowed to serve guests out there. Even if we were to, they wouldn't be allowed to drink beer and wine or cocktails. So
if everybody can work together, I think we can make this happen pretty quickly.
Lori Thomas heads the Golden Gate Restaurant Association. She sees potential seating in any number of places.
Seating out into perhaps some streets, if we could agree on some closure timing, things like that. Seating out into public spaces, parks, or perhaps like Union Square.
But for every potential option, there will be layers of complexity. Just consider a few tables in this alleyway.
So certainly the MTA, maybe some zoning, the tables and chairs permit, which is under DPW.
The question becomes, how quickly can all of that be resolved?
Small businesses can't afford to run a deficit. We're not the federal government.
For now, restaurants can only wait and see what the future brings and whether it all pencils out, having already lost much of, if not all, of their business.
when we're allowed to reopen, we need to know what to do and what we're allowed to do, and we need to plan for it now.
This conversation about moving a lot of restaurant business outside has provoked a lot of discussion. The mayor's office says it is looking at this and trying to come up with some formal plans. In San Francisco, Wilson Walker, KPIX 5.